Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be showing you guys how to do this set right here on these press-on nails. If you guys like to see how I do this, stay tuned. I did want to say sorry because I do know that the footage it is a little bit grainy in the next clips, but I just really wanted to get this video out for you guys, so I hope you guys understand. Alright, and then now we could go ahead and get started. Alright, you guys, I figured out why the video footage is so grainy. It's because I ended up putting the footage on slow motion, so I had to speed up this video for you. So, the tips that I'm using are from eBasket by Nails by Gaga, and I'm going to be using this Tracy's Nails. It's called Getting Throwed, or Get Thrown. And so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is getting a thin layer and putting it on all the nails, making sure that I get all the edges and whatnot. Before I had applied the polish, I did go ahead and buff the surface of them and make sure the little tag that usually sticks down at the bottom from the plastic, I made sure to file that off, just because a lot of the press-on nails, they do come with that, so you are going to have to use the file just a little bit. With these, I find I don't have to use the file that much, thankfully, just because some of the other ones that I have ordered, also from the eBasket, I feel like I do tend to have to shape them a lot more than these ones, but these ones are pretty much done for you. You just have to file the tip up and you are good to go. I do recommend using a buffer just because it does make the dust a little bit finer, so you don't have like shredded ends. So I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on. I had already started with the pinky, and it is the same polish, Get Throwed by Tracy Nails. But yeah, so the ends, what I meant by them being shredded is just because it ends up leaving like that fuzz at the ends, and it's a little bit hard to come off. But if you are using a buffer to file the ends, I do feel like it helps get rid of that, so you don't end up with more things that you need to go back and fix. With these gel polishes, every time you cure them, you are going to want to use 30 seconds on an LED light. I just like to go over the nails, and these gels, they are a self-leveling gel. And then we put them in the light for another 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be using this Tracy Nails in Rack City, and it's just like a paint pod, so you are going to need a brush for this. This is really, really, really pretty. Let me know if you guys think that we should leave it like this. What I'm going to use with this is the brush, and the brush, it is just any brush, pretty much. You could get one of these anywhere. It's just a flat brush. And you just want to go over the whole nail. Do you guys think that I should have just left it like with the glitter, or do you guys think that I should go over it with the stones, just because this is going to be the background? So next thing I'm going to do is get acetone and clean off my brush. We always want to make sure you have a clean brush, just because you don't want the light to end up curing the gel inside of the brush. And also with these paint pods from Tracy's Nails, you are going to want to cure it for 30 seconds. So I am also going to be using the white from Tracy's Nails and the Get Thrown, and I am also, before I put these in the light, I'm going to go ahead and put the gel on top of the sponge. These gels, they don't have as tacky of a layer as the OPIs, so I really like them for that. and so I feel like I don't have to wipe them down when I do this step, because if I did use OPI and I tried to use this white, it wouldn't work as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of add more pressure to the back of the sponge where the white is, and then I'm going to go and dab on all of the nails. And I'm going to repeat this probably about 3 or 4 times. But you just really want to make sure that you end up getting those sides. So you can do a little bit more, or you could do less. If you like the way it looks now, just because I know some people like more of the subtle look, you're able to do that, which I think that would be great in like different types of designs if you wanted to do that. But for this design, I'm really wanting them to look like baby boomer nails. So I really want that gradient effect, and I really want to see that white at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cure that. I'm only going to cure it for 20 seconds. And then now that they're out of the light, I'm going to get that Rack City. And I am going to be putting another layer over this. Might go over it 2 to 3 times, just depending. I feel like sometimes with glitters and stuff, you could get away with just doing the 2 times, but sometimes I just really like it to be very opaque, and I don't like any of that, the clear shine, or being able to come through the nail. Even though it is going to be covered with the stones, I don't know, that to me, that's just important. And again, you're just going to want to clean off your brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and reload the sponge and go ahead and put more white. And then I'm going to also put more pink on it as well. The pink, the reason why I do that is just to kind of help diffuse that line, because you don't want to end up having lines inside of the ombre. So I just like that, just to make sure that everything's all nice and diffused. But you don't want to end up going high and low with the sponge, just because I find when you do that, you'll end up getting some of the pink on top of the white, and it'll kind of mess up your design. Alright, and then now we're going to go ahead and put that into the lamp for another 30 seconds. And then you could go ahead and start loading your brush. And I just wanted to mix mine up. I don't feel like these separate, so that's something that I really like about these, but I just wanted to get my brush ready for the next layer of this. So I did end up doing a total of 3 layers with the Tracy's nails on this. Her polishes, I do feel like they are really, really good, and I find myself not really having to end up doing, it says for some colors that you do have to do 3 coats, but for the most part, all of her gel polishes, they are only really 1 coat. So again, we're going to go ahead and load up the sponge again. Make sure that you end up getting the tips of those nails, just because you don't want to end up missing it. And then, I don't know, to me, I always like the tips of the nails to have polish on them. I know some nail techs, they like to do it a little bit different, but it's just personal preference. And then I just go back and make sure I flip the sponge upside down, so I'm just going to go and touch up the white. I'm not using the pink at all. And then I'm going to put that into the light for another 30 seconds. I had forgotten to film, but I had already put the top coat for the silver. I had already put that on there, so this is the resin that I'm going to be using to apply the stones, and I'm just using the Crystal ABs. And so since the top coat's already on there, I could go ahead and go on there, or go ahead and apply the crystals. I don't need to buff the surface at all with this resin. I know some resins that they do call for you to buff them, but this one I've always been fine with just doing it right over the gel polish. I don't know what size of crystals I am using. I did end up grabbing this. It's kind of like a dupe for the Crystal Katana. You could screw on and off the head, and this is also for montage nails. And so it just has like a little wax tip. And so I'm also going to be putting these in the cap of the cap of where I hold my crystals in, just because I feel like it's easier to pick them up. And so first thing I'm going to do is get all the big stones and put them down the center. Sometimes I do my crystals a little bit different. Sometimes I just do them random place, and I'll just kind of like put stones exactly where they fit. But this I wanted to do it a little bit different. Once you get closer to the end, since these are tapered nails, they're more like a coffin shape, you're going to want to put smaller ones once you get closer to the tips. I use 3 sizes for these. I'm not exactly sure what the sizes are. Again, honestly, I'm horrible when it comes to the sizes. But now I'm just going to go ahead and put that medium size on the sides of the big one. And I'm going to go all the way down. And then for the last couple ones, you are just going to want to do the smallest stones I'm going to use the smallest stones that I have. So I'm going to put the smallest ones on both sides. And I'm going to pretty much do the same exact thing to the other side, making sure that I put the resin all the way down the nail. The nice thing about this resin is that you are able to move the stones around even after you apply them. But with that being said, if you are using this on a client, I do feel like it does make it a little bit harder, just because clients, they move. With the press-on nails, you're able to put them on a stand and kind of just leave them there until they dry. So that's the nice thing about that. And see, you're still able to like move them around. And so let me know what you guys think. Should we do these matte or glossy? I always tend to end up going towards matte, but this time I think I am going to do glossy, and I'm going to be using the Ultimate Finish Gel from Youngnails. You guys already know this is my favorite top coat. This is one of my favorites. If you guys have a favorite top coat that you guys use that doesn't have that tacky layer on it, feel free to comment down below and let me know what your guys' favorite top coat is that won't shrink up your polishes and stuff. Alright, so you're just going to want to put a layer on this. After I put a layer of the top coat on, I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of seconds, not very long at all. And when I let it sit, the reason why I'm doing that is just so it could kind of even everything out. If there was any dust on the nail, like, it'll help just balance everything out. So if you end up like having something under the polish, you won't be able to see that at all. Okay, so now we are going to cure this for another 30 seconds. Alright, you guys, oh my gosh, I love how they look glossy. I'm really happy about the choice that I had made. And so the next thing I'm going to be using the same exact stones, and they are the same sizes, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that. See, and even though they've been on there for a little while, you still have time to move them. That could be a good and bad thing. It just is personal preference, what you guys like. Alright, you guys, this is the final look. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to film putting on the last little bit of the crystals. The camera had died, so I hope you guys liked this video and you guys learned some tips and tricks and maybe something that you guys would also want to try out. These are, again, the extra long e-basket nails, and they're nails by Gaga. I really, really love the way they look at the ends. They have a nice curve to them. They don't have an arch in them really like how I have been seeing like the Caprice does, but honestly, I do really, really, really enjoy these. I like them a lot. I love this shape. I think this is probably my favorite shape that I have came across from their brand. I did come across these as well. These are beauty and salon nail art. And then it says Mark Art. Mark Art. But these ones are very, very small. And so these are like something like your natural nails, but better, basically, if you guys are really looking for something similar to those press-on nails that they have at the store. If you're wanting to make your own, but you just want them really, really short, I think these would be great for you guys. But if you are wanting to do something a little bit more, these ones are perfect. I love these. I feel like they feel pretty sturdy, honestly. I think it just depends on how you apply them once you prep your nail and put them on. But for the most part, I feel like they feel pretty good. I don't feel like they're gonna break in half or anything like that. They don't feel flimsy at all. Like even pressing on the nail, they don't feel like they're gonna bend at all. And I'm pressing pretty hard. But again, depending on how you put them on, that just depends on how long that they are going to stay. I just glued them down to my natural nail. I hardly prepped them just because I did not want them to stay on as long, just because I am going to be doing some more sets for you guys. If you guys like the ombre and the technique, please make sure to comment down below and tell me what you think. If you guys like this video, or if you guys would like more videos on how to do these sets, or if you guys are wanting to see something a little bit different, go ahead and comment down below in the comment section, and I will go ahead and do videos on what you guys want to see. As usual, I hope you guys love this video. If you guys don't follow me on social media, I have an Instagram at LorenaAguirre_. And I also have my Opulence nail ones, and that's just for the press-on nails. I might merge them together. I'm kind of going back and forth. We will kind of see how that goes. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as usual, I will be back with more videos. Bye!